Hey everybody, what's going on? Hope you're having a great evening today, or morning, or whatever time it is, wherever you're at. I'm just sitting here hanging out at the karate studio while my daughter is in karate class and working towards her black belt. So I don't know you guys, but I'm gonna say yes, she could kick your butt. Sorry. Um, Anyway, that being said, I just wanted to go through. I was kind of tinkering around with my install script, and I wanted to run it on camera for you and show you how it works. I got a few little things left to do to clean it up a bit this weekend and get my packages list together, but other than that, it is working. And it is ready to go. So it will be on my Gitlab and GitHub by this weekend with all the final touches on it and everything. But first things first, let's go ahead and open it up. And I am going to cd into my scripts directory. And then we are going to vim into my setup script.sh. And let's go ahead and zoom in a little bit here and just kind of touch over what it's going to do. So basically, we've just got the shebang up here, which is, for running the script. Necessary? No. Should you have it? Sure. But that being said, we have our list here. We have Herbstlift, we have Berry, and we have i3. One of the cleanup things I have to do is add my function for the i3 install, but I've got Berry install and I've got Herbstlift install already. The function's already created and ready to go. So first thing that I've got here is my box function. I know I've gone over the script with you guys a couple times, so please bear with me. This is not strictly just for you. This is also for me before I run it, just to kind of go over it to verify that I don't see anything that I've screwed up. So thank you for your patience. But we've got our box function right here. That's going to draw our box around some of the text. Then we have our Herbst install function right here, or install Herbst function, excuse me. And what that's going to do is it's going to check for home.config Herbstlift, and if it sees that, it's going to tell you that Herbst is already installed, and it's going to basically end everything. Otherwise, it is going to give you a message that says installing Herbstlift, and oh man, this is going to be so cool. I know that's kind of dorky, but you know what, whatever. And then it's going to check for what package manager you're running. So it's going to do for package manager and XBPS install and pacman do. And so then it's going to check the type package manager. For the case in package manager XBPS and package manager XBPS install, it's going to run sudo XBPS install Herbstlift. It's going to print out a message saying creating directory, and then it is going to make the directory for Herbstlift, and it's going to cd into it, and then it's going to get your config files and everything you need from my GitLab, and then it's going to chmod the auto start, and then it's going to chmod the scratch pad. And then it's going to move that scratchpad script to your user local bin, so that way you can have scratchpads functioning, or a scratchpad functioning. Whether you want that or not, or use it, that's on you, but it's just in there. So then it's going to give you a little message that says Herbst successfully installed. That is the function, and it's going to do the same thing for pacman if you use pacman. Yeah, so that's the XBPS, and that's the pacman version. And then we go down here, and it's going to have basically the same thing, another function just like the one above, but that one's for installing Berry. It's going to go through the same process, creating the directory, checking for the files, getting my files from GitLab, and then chmod, changing making the files executable for simplex hotkey daemon and polybar and all that stuff. So that's just the way those functions work. They make sure you don't already have the program installed or the window manager installed. They make sure you don't have all the files already. If you don't, it makes them all, CDs into them, gets the files you need from my GitLab, and then makes them executable. Then we have down here, it's going to declare your update variable. So I created a variable for update. So if the command v pacman, then it's going to update is going to equal sudo pacman syyu. Or if the command v xbps install, then it's going to update is going to equal sudo xbps install -su. So first thing it's going to do as the script runs Oh, and then it's going to, if it doesn't see either of those, it's going to tell you, I'm sorry, the script only works for Void and Arch-based distros at this time. I was working with Debian on it, and I'll probably add that on later, but I have to figure out, I'm not super familiar with Debian and stuff, but for like Barry and all that, I believe you have to use dpackage or dpkg. So I got to kind of work on that. I'm not real familiar with Debian anymore. It's been a while since I've used it. That being said, first thing it's going to do is it's going to check that to make sure you're not running it as root. So it's going to check and see if you're running as root. If you are, it's going to say, please run script as user, not root, and it's going to exit out of the script. So you need to run this as user, not as root, and it will prompt you if you need to add a password or anything like that. So then after it does that, it's going to check that you have wget and git installed. And again, if you don't, it's going to do it for you. And then first thing it's going to do is it's going to update your system. It's going to tell you it's updating your system, and then it's going to do it. Then it is going to install programs, and this is a list of some of the programs I need installed: Kitty, Polybar, Simplex, Hotkey, and Font Awesome. So those are just a few of them. I got a few more I got to add on to this list. Like I said, that's some of the cleanup I'm going to have to do. But then it's going to get cloned into my D menu, because my D menu, all my key bindings that I have that launch D menu, launch it with certain flags, which means you have to have certain patches. So basically what it's going to do is it is going to clone my D menu setup for you as well. So whether it's XBPS install or Pacman, it's going to do that. It's going to install the packages you need, and it's going to clone my D menu. Then down here, it's going to check for the necessary directory, which is your .config directory, which you should have. But if you don't, it's going to create it. If you do have it, it's going to tell you directory found. Let's choose a window manager. If you don't, it's going to say directory not found, making directory now, and it will create directory for you. But once that directory is there, whether it was there before or whether it makes it for you, it is going to give you a prompt and ask you which manager would you like to install. And you have your choice between Herbslift and Barry right now. I have i3, like I said, that's some of the cleanup I got to do. And if you choose Herbslift, it's going to do run the install Herbst function up at the top there. And then it's going to print out a message saying Herbslift now installed. Please log out or reboot and enjoy your new window manager. Same thing for Barry. If you choose Barry, it's going to run the install Barry function from the top, and it is going to give you a message saying Barry now installed. Please log out or reboot to enjoy your new window manager. I got to add a few more messages into this to kind of show you there's a few cleanup things you'll have to do once you boot into your new system, as far as moving dmenu to where you want it, and doing a sudo make install on dmenu and stuff like that. So there's a few cleanup things you will have to do. I was hoping to just have it be install and go, but there are a couple things I will basically have the script tell you at the end what to do. So let's go ahead and run it. So let's clear the screen here, and I'm just going to do a check here real quick. I don't have a dmenu directory here, so that's good. Let's go to config. I don't have a Herbslift config file in here. I did save it over here, but it won't look for it there based on my script. So everything is how I need it to be. So let's quit. I'm going to do a sudo xbps-remove Herbslift, and then I already uninstalled it in preparation for this. Okay, so let's go ahead and clear the screen, and we're going to zoom in a little bit here. And now let's run the script, and I'm going to show you how it works. So let's go ahead and do my setup script.sh. And hit that. It's going to update our system. My system's up to date, so it shouldn't need to update anything. Now it's installing programs. So it says already installed. It's going to conflict for me because I use a different font awesome, but it is now cloning into my D menu. It's got my D menu cloned. It's checking for the directory. It found it. So let's go ahead and choose a window manager. We're going to choose Herbslift. Installing Herbslift. Do we want to install it? Sure we do. It goes to the install. It says creating directory, and now we're getting config files. So now it's getting all our config files, and it tells us Herbslift is successfully installed, and Herbslift now installed. Please log out or reboot to enjoy your new window manager. So let's go into Ranger, and it should have cloned my D menu into my home directory. So let's look for D menu. And there it is right there. So it went through and it got my D menu, so that's good. Now let's go back up here and into my .config, and there it is. It created my Herbstluft, and it did my auto start and my panel.sh that it needed. Now let's go back over to our user local bin and see see what happened. User local bin, and see if my scratch pad yep, there it is right there. It brought the scratch pad and moved it over there, and so we should be all good. So at this point, basically all I would need to do is reboot my system, and I should be good to go. So yeah, that's kind of it. I just wanted to show you that the script is up and going. Like I said, a few little cleanup things to do on it, and it should be good, and you should be able to go ahead and fire it off on your machine. Again, right now it only works for Void and Arch-based distributions, so I am going to address apt installing and Debian-based distributions here in the near future. But for now, this is kind of up and rolling, and I'm going to get the rest of it finished off this week, probably today or tomorrow, and it'll be on my GitLab this weekend. So I hope you guys enjoyed that, and I hope you guys can maybe get some use out of it. So I appreciate you guys watching. Thank you guys. Have a great evening. God bless.